No one saw the nights I held my ground. No one heard me when I made no sound. I didn't need the light to find my way. I just kept moving through the dark each day. Not fast, not loud, not for the crowd. Just real, just deep, just mine to keep. I rise slow, but I rise short. Every scar I carry made me more. I rise slow, but I rise strong. Took the time it took, now I belong. Rise slow. They wanted fire, I gave them roots. They wanted shortcuts, I gave them truth. I fell more times than I cared to say, but every fall just showed me where to stay. Not fast, not loud, not for the crowd. Just real, just deep, just mine to keep. I rise slow, but I rise short. Every scar I carry made me more. I rise slow, but I rise strong. Took the time it took, now I belong. Rise slow. The ones who rise fast fall the same way. The ones who rise slow are built to stay. I rise slow, but I rise short. Every scar I carry made me more. I rise slow, but I rise strong. Took the time it took. Rise slow, still rising. Rise slow, still here.
Jesus.
If you're struggling with the
We're getting this out now. I think we're okay. We just did a big speed test and everything, and I'm looking for. Oh, I don't know what the fuck is going on here. No, this one's not the one. There we are. Okay. So share it out there, guys, if you're just joining me. There we are. Share it out there, guys. So share it out there, guys, if you're just joining me.
Been beat down, but I don't stay low. Got mud on my jeans, still ready to go. Every scar's a story that I survived. I've been through hell, but I'm still alive. They said, slow down, boy, don't go too fast. But I ain't never been one to live in the past. I keep moving forward, never looking back, with a worn out hat and a six-string strap. You can kick rocks if you don't like how I talk. I'm gonna keep on talking and walk my walk. Ain't changing my tone, ain't changing my song. I was born this way, been loud too long. You can hate my style, you can roll your eyes, but I ain't slowing down. I was born to rise, so kick them rocks if you don't like how I talk. I'm gonna keep on talking and walk my walk. I've lost some friends, made a few new foes, but that's just life, that's how it goes. I ain't bending over just to please a crowd. If I fall down, I'll fall down proud. I talk my truth, I live my way. Ain't nobody gonna take my say. This road's been rough, but I learned the trade. It's sweat, soul and dues I paid. You can kick rocks if you don't like how I talk. I'm gonna keep on talking and walk my walk. Ain't changing my tone, ain't changing my song. I was born this way, been loud too long. You can hate my style, you can roll your eyes, but I ain't slowing down. I was born to rise, so kick them rocks if you don't like how I talk. I'm gonna keep on talking and walk my walk. Let the haters talk, let the rumors fly. I ain't got time to wonder why. The good Lord knows the man I am, and I'll die standing tall with a mic in my hand. You can kick rocks if you don't like how I talk. I'm gonna keep on talking and walk my walk. Ain't selling my soul for a seat at your table. I'm rough, I'm raw, I'm wild, I'm able. You can hate my fire, but you can't kill my spark. I'm a midnight flame burning through the dark. So kick them rocks if you don't like how I talk. I'm gonna keep on talking and walk my walk. You can kick rocks. You can kick rocks. You can kick rocks. I'm gonna keep on talking and walk my walk.
Well, welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. What a mess. What a mess. Just to get on air, to bring you the live for today. Hi, Karen. Now, there's supposed to be 10 in the air. Hi, guys. Say hello in the comments. I can see your comments from Facebook. What do we got in YouTube? What do we got? We got 3 watching on YouTube. We got the rest watching from Facebook. And we've had one hell of a go to bring you the show. I tell you, the internet isn't what it used to be. Anyway, so we are live on Facebook. We're live on YouTube. And I am hot today. It's very hot here today. So I don't have a shirt on. It's very hot here today. So share it out, guys. We'll give you some time to join.
I don't talk just to fill the air. I don't move just to prove I care. I don't scare when the sky turns black. I don't leave when it pushes back. I've seen strong men lose their ground, heard brave words fall apart out loud. I don't shake when the walls give in. I get quiet and I dig in. When it gets heavy, when it gets loud, when everybody's running out, I don't run, I don't bend. When I stand, I don't fall. When I hold it all. When it's dark, when it breaks, you can lean, I won't shake. When I stand, you're safe. I've held hands in the worst of nights, kept my word when it cost my pride. I don't fold when the truth cuts deep. I don't promise what I can't keep. I've been low, I've been tested hard, lost a few, left a few scars, but I don't drown in what I face. I let it hit, then I brace. When it gets lonely, when it gets thin, when the fight's outside and within, I don't run, I don't bend. When I stay, I don't fall. When I hold it all. When it's dark, when it breaks, you can lean, I won't shake. When I stand, you're safe. Oh, oh, oh. You don't need a louder man. You need one who understands. So it don't scare me. It makes me who I am. When I stand, I don't fall. When I hold it all. When it's dark, when it breaks, you can lean, I won't shake. When I stand, you're safe. You're safe.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, with great difficulty, I've managed to get out the bugs in the show. So we should be live now. We should be giving you the broadcast, and we've got 11 in here, and I'm going to pump this. I'm going to pump this up. Share it out, guys.
I don't move as good as I used to. Some days it takes me a minute or two, but the world keeps turning.
Wait a minute. Yeah, let's see what we got here. Hey, Kevin.
What's going on?
Yeah, it's on now.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye. Ooh.
Like is meant to do, and time don't wait, it just carries you through. I've had good days and a few slip away, had a few things work out a different way. But you live long enough and you'll see it's true. The things worth keeping take time to come through. We're just passing through time like the wind through the pines. Just small little pieces in a bigger design. The older I get, the more that I know there ain't nothing wrong with being another day old. There's a long stretch of road and a sky full of blue, and the radio playing that worn out tune. Used to drive like I had somewhere better to go. Now I just let the miles roll easy and slow. I used to think youth was the place to stay, like the best of life might fade away. But the older I get, the more it shows. Not everyone gets the chance to grow. We're just passing through time like the wind through the pines. Just small little pieces in a bigger design. The older I get, the more that I know there ain't nothing wrong with being another day old. I won't take it for granted, I won't forget my past. I'll move on forward and I'll make it last. Time don't stop and it don't rewind, but around every corner there's something to find. Yeah, we're just passing through time like a wind through the pines. Just small little pieces in a bigger design. The older I get, the more that I know there ain't nothing wrong with being another day old.
Okay, so we got a lot of shit going on in Canada. Okay. And that's why I'm doing this broadcast. And it's really taken me a lot of work to get this broadcast out to you. They're interfering with the upload and the download and all that shit. So I've had to call TELUS. I've had to get in touch with Restream. I've had to do speed tests and all that shit. Now it's working. What a joke. What a fucking joke. I tell you, our country's going to shit, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I'm going to bring you something that really hit home with me. Two or three things that hit home with me today. That's why we've had to tune in. That's why we had to prop shit up, because I don't want no interference when I bring you this shit. Time to wake up, Canadians. And we have 21 of you in here, but I'm not going to delay this. I'm not going to delay this. I want to get on with what I know, what has hit me since last night. But the one thing that hit me most most unbelievable. Now, you've all heard about the Senate, okay? You all know about the Senate, right? This is the Privy Council to the so-called King of Canada, the fucking asshole himself, King Charles, right? You all heard about this motherfucker, you know, playing his shit just like the Queen did, right? Oh, we're supposed to be peasants, the so-called peasants of Canada, right? Get that, eh? Get that fucking number or figure. Peasants, okay? This is gonna blow your fucking minds, people. Let me put my glasses on, because I want to see this. Let me bring some light to your attention. You're all Canadian taxpayers, right? Pay your dues, right? Canadians paying your taxes. Oh, baby. Have I got some news for you? Without further ado, let's dig into this. Okay. Oh, here we go. You're all taxpayers, right? You're paying through the nose, right? For all your taxes, all that shit. The carbon tax, taxing your wages, taxing everything you buy. Because I fully intend to piss you off. Because I'm pissed off. This is over the fucking top, okay? This is unbelievable. This is unbelievable. As taxpayers, Canadian taxpayers, listen up.
Most people couldn't dream of affording one trip like this, let alone dropping 100 G's here, there, and everywhere to go to Japan, to go to Spain and UK, to go to New Zealand. And this unelected senator is just sticking taxpayers with the bill. We're the Canadian Taxpayers Federation, and we are fighting for lower taxes, less waste, and more accountable government. I'm Chris Sims. I'm here with two of my dear colleagues, and this is a special report. It's a really special report because quick pop quiz. Do you know who the Speaker in the Senate is? No? I had to look it up, and I'm a politics addict, so go figure. You're in good company. Okay, speaking of company, we got Franco Terrazzano here. He's our federal director, and Jen Hodgson. She is our investigative journalist. She's also in Ottawa. She's just in another room separate from Franco right now. All right, who wants to start with your crazy excellent Speaker of the Senate expense story? Who knew?
Give her, Jen.
So Speaker of the Senate, Raymond Gagne, she has been doing a lot of globetrotting since she's been appointed Speaker in 2023. The CTF caught her going on at least 14 international trips and spending $875,000 on those trips, including big expenditures on hospitality while she's been visiting all of these destination places.
Okay. Yeah, let me jump into, okay? So let me reiterate what happened. You have Gagne, the Speaker of the Senate, and her delegations, okay, in what, like 3 years since she's been appointed Speaker, dropping pretty close to $1 million on international travel bills, okay, billed to by the taxpayers. A couple things, folks. Number one, it's hard to imagine why any unelected senator would be billing taxpayers for international travel. So Gagne spending almost $1 million, her and her delegation, is completely.
Now, I want you to listen very, very fucking close. I want you to pay attention, Canadians. Okay? I want you to pay very close attention to this. Because I'm just going to add a little to this. Not only is this fucking bitch, okay, this fucking bitch spending your tax dollars on fabulous trips around the world, but also Carney is spending millions and billions of dollars going to fucking Ukraine and all this shit. Now, I just want you to fucking open up your eyeballs, okay? Because this is just the tip of the iceberg, baby. It gets way, way better than this. So, but this is fucking mind-blowing, okay?
Unacceptable. Number one, okay? Number two, all of this great work that Jen did, Jen said that CTF caught. Jen poured through so much financial disclosure data. Folks, that could not happen without your support. Having someone like Jen here in Ottawa, finding out how these unelected senators are blowing your tax dollars. But number three, we're about to ramp up the fight against this wasteful spending in the Senate. So, folks, buckle in. This is going to get pretty crazy.
Yeah, it sure will. And so just so I'm clear, for my pop quiz, Jen, what's the Speaker of the Senate's name? Her name is Raymond Gagne. She makes $268,000 a year, plus her car allowance, plus her residence allowance, and all of these other benefits and perks. And she's still billing taxpayers for these international trips to trot around the globe. And for folks who A, barely knew what the Senate is, B, didn't know who the hell the Speaker of the Senate was, and C, might be thinking that, oh, well, this must be a powerful position because, the Speaker of, in the United States would be arguably kind of a powerful-ish position. No, none of that applies, okay? People who are in the Senate.
Come on, people, pay attention.
Are not elected. Okay, they don't have constituencies to represent. We, the people, don't get to have a say over this, but you get to pay for it. And to Jen's point, I think most of them are paid around $260,000 per year, right, guys?
Well, that's not their base salary. Their base salary is less, but she gets more because she's the speaker. But I mean, okay, the point is they already take big six-figure salaries, and just like MPs take a pay raise every year, senators also take a pay raise every year. So Jen mentioned that there was more than a dozen of these international trips. I'm just going to go through some of them, okay, and just say where they went and what Gagne and her delegation billed to taxpayers. Before I do, let me just say, the records that we found, they make no mention of any reimbursement to taxpayers. So let me just make that clear, okay? We went through all these expense records. There was zero indication that there was any reimbursements. Just want to make that known, okay? So let me just look at the cost of Gagne, her delegation, and these international trips. Japan, $107,000.
Now, let me clarify her delegation, okay? This is not in the interests of Canada. This bitch, Speaker of the Senate, this fucking dirty bitch, is flying around the globe with her pool boy and his pool boy and maybe a few more pool boys, okay? These are fucking who the fuck knows delegates. Are you fucking shitting me? Are you fucking shitting me? Her delegates. Are you tuned into what the fuck is going on here? I'm gonna play this whole thing. Ladies and gentlemen, you're gonna freak their head right the fuck out. I am totally fucking pissed when I heard this shit.
South Africa, $56,000. Switzerland, $52,000. France, $30,000. A trip to Spain and the UK, Gagne and the delegation, $105,000. Okay, let's do a couple more. Brazil, 60 grand. New Zealand, 118,000 smackers. Another Switzerland. Oh, there you go, 25 grand. That's nice. A trip to Africa, $101,000. A trip to the UK and Ireland, $82,000. Okay, your money for this globetrotting. Oh, the Czech, 20 grand. Belgium and Romania, $108,000. This unelected senator using you as an ATM to go on these international trips. And as I said before, folks, Jen's going to get into some of the details around the specific trips, which are crazy. But as I said before, it's hard to imagine why any unelected senator who has no constituency because they were never voted in, they were appointed, why any unelected senator should be billing taxpayers for international travel. So when you have Gagne, okay, this unelected senator, Speaker of the Senate, billing taxpayers like pretty close to $1 million on international travel, unacceptable.
Completely unacceptable. Whenever we have get-togethers with their supporters, guys, they always say they like a little bit of background. And for folks who are following along, in the House of Commons, you've got two different sides of that building, okay? You've got the House of Commons in Parliament Hill, and you've got the Senate, okay? The Senate is the red chamber. You're not used to seeing it because they don't even televise their question period. No. You're able to listen to audio if you want to sometimes, peasant. But that red chamber is the one that's supposed to be the chamber of sober second thought. That's supposed to very carefully review legislation, both in their chamber and in committee, before the Governor General, the representative of His Majesty the King, gives it the rubber stamp. So it's like the last house that it's supposed to go through.
Now,
frankly,
I want you to understand something, ladies and gentlemen. I really do. I want you to fucking wake the fuck up and understand something, okay? All this money that's being put onto you, the Canadian taxpayer, okay? This is your kids. This is your kids, okay? This is fucking fucked, okay? I'm fucking serious, okay? You have how many homeless dying and losing limbs in the streets? How many people are faced with going to a food bank in Canada? And these motherfuckers, these dirty motherfuckers,
people couldn't even name senators. Most people couldn't name the leader of the government in the Senate, the leader of the opposition in the Senate, the Speaker of the Senate. But you know what? You're paying for it. It's completely unelected. You're paying for this nonsense. And including in global travel, guys, I didn't even know that senators were traveling globally, much less the Speaker of the Senate. Franco, did you want Jen to get into some specifics here, some details on these trips?
Yeah, but first, I just want to do a comparison. I almost forgot this comparison. So, Jen, you did a great comparison, and I'm just gonna say it. I'm gonna take a little credit. I'm gonna take the glory of your work. And
Steal her thunder.
So, Jen, okay, she found, like I said, the Speaker of the Senate, Gagne, spending just shy of 900 grand on international travel since being appointed to the Senate in May 2023. Over that same time period, okay, exact same time period, Jen found that the Speaker of the House of Commons spent about $770,000 on international travel. Okay, so Jen did the math. The Speaker of the Senate spent about $100,000 more than the Speaker of the House of Commons on international travel over the exact same period of time. The Speaker of the Senate spent almost 100 grand more on international travel. Unelected senator spent more traveling abroad than the elected Speaker of the House of Commons. Make it make sense.
It doesn't make any bloody sense. But I think our people want to know details because that's what sticks in your mind, right? $200,000 on airplane.
Okay, now I'm playing this whole thing because now we're going to get into the details of how all this money was spent, okay? Now you're going to shit your fucking pants, okay? As a Canadian taxpayer. And this is only part of the show. The rest, you're going to fucking blow your fucking mind.
Food type thing. What sort of details did you find, Jen, on these international junkets? I'll call them junkets. You don't have to. These are junkets. It's a waste of money. So go ahead.
Well, and to your point that they're junkets, usually when an official travels abroad for a certain reason, they have some kind of outcome or some kind of report of why the trip was successful or why it was necessary. Many of these trips, we found details of Gagne's travels from the foreign press or the foreign parliamentary press releases. For example, Gagne went to Japan. She spent, $107,000 on this trip going to Japan, which she had nothing in her own Senate or the Canadian media press releases. But through a Japanese press release, we found out that the purpose of that visit was, quote, to pay a courtesy call to a Japanese official.
Oh,
that's the only information we have, is that it was a courtesy call. So just a nice Sunday afternoon visit by the sound of things.
Like when I was just walking my dog this morning and I welcomed the person who bought the house down the street, a courtesy call, like, hey, welcome to the neighborhood.
Yeah, that's awful neighbor.
Now, like, are you tuned in yet, ladies and gentlemen? Are you fucking sharing this out? Because this is fucking mind-blowing shit. This is your Canadian tax dollars being spent worse than sending it to Ukraine. Worse. These are luxury trips with fuck all to do with fuck all. Just, I'm a Senate speaker. I can go around the world and I can spend Canadian tax money like it's going out of style.
Neighborly of you. I guess the Speaker of the Canadian Senate also wanted to show the same neighborliness to a Japanese minister. There's no context.
Over there. Flying over there. Did she have an entourage with her, or did she pay this courtesy call?
She had an entourage, including her spouse, and they all went over to Japan instead of just her picking up the phone and simply.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Canadian Tax Revenue Coalition. Okay, they've come out with this report, and it's mind-blowing. Okay, to all you Canadians, this is over the top shit. This is your tax dollars, baby.
Making her courtesy call the old-fashioned way.
Yeah, so courtesy call ended up costing taxpayers $107,000, six figures for a courtesy call. How about you pick up the phone instead of billing taxpayers six figures for a courtesy call, huh? Everything about that. I mean, six figures. And here's another point, okay? Because there was a 7-person delegation, so Gagne plus 6 other people. And you see this time and again where there's like other senators that come, you have staffers that come. I believe not on all the trips, but in a number of these trips, at least according to these government records, you also have Gagne's spouse, okay, submitting expenses. And that was also the case in this Japan trip. Okay, so first of all, why is Gagne flying internationally to Japan, an unelected senator again? I can't stress this enough. Mm-hmm. An unelected senator billing you to travel around the world, in this case to Japan, to make a courtesy call to, the foreign affairs minister in Japan? Like, huh? Why is an unelected senator doing that, billing taxpayers? Number one. Number two, why are they bringing other senators with them? Number three, why is the staff showing up? The spouse showing up in the financial records? Like, what is going on here?
Because they wanted a trip to Japan. That's why.
Ding, ding, ding.
And taxpayers paid the freaking bill. Sorry, I'm getting angrier by the second. That's disgusting. And that was over $100,000. $100,000 we paid for them to go over there in Japan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's talk about, Jen, give the details on the Spain and UK trip. That's another one.
So Gagne and her delegation also made a visit to Spain and the UK, where she had an audience with Prince Charles. And the press release for this one proudly states that Prince Charles presented Gagne and her delegation with a ceremonial sword. So all the way over there, the trip cost $104,000 for this audience and to receive this sword that was
This is a sword. 100 and what was it? 40 grand? Or I mean, you don't think you can make a sword for what? $1,000? Are you fucking shitting me? Are you fucking shitting me? I'm telling you people, okay? You gotta wake the fuck up.
When was
this?
March 2025.
Okay. So to be clear, this is in the UK?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so she went to see King Charles III. The point there, though, Jen, is that remember how we're always ranting about the Governor General and how the Governor General shouldn't be friggin' going anywhere? The one place the Governor General should fly to is to go see His Majesty King Charles III, our head of state. Why the heck is the Speaker of the Senate flying to the UK to get a sword from the king? I can't believe I'm saying this out loud. I feel like I'm having a fever dream. Continue, Jen. How much did this cost us? Did they do anything else other than get a sword?
It sounds like they just had a couple of meetings and then the audience with King Charles. No real expansion on what they did while they were in Spain. Again, the government is very brief in their announcements of Gagne's travel and no follow-up press releases either to say what actually happened. So this was just a brief skeleton overview of what Gagne and her delegation were going to do there, and it cost $104,000.
Franco.
104 grand.
When our esteemed betters that live there in the terrarium with you guys there in the Senate or the House of Commons, or frankly any politician, when they do something really important and super good and very vital to national interest, don't they usually put out a big press release and have a big foofara and have a video about how awesome sauce they are? I find it kind of weird that these trips are so vital to Canada's national interest, but they're not crowing about it. Like, where's my press release? Where's it in my inbox, Franco? Why are they so quiet?
Yeah, I think we all know the answer to that, Chris. Because they know that people are going to be like, wait, why is an unelected senator billing us six figures for her and her delegation to travel abroad? Chris, I've been with the CTF for now 8 years. Okay, I've been the federal director for more than 5. I assumed senators, traveled a little bit. Not that they should be, but just because it's government, they do bad stuff on taxpayers' dime all the time, right? I can't believe these bills. I really can't. Like, this is. I figured, I mean, come on, right? Government is government. You figure that some people are, kind of milking their expenses a little bit, milking taxpayers' money, but I had no idea it would be this crazy. I just want to go through some more examples, and Jen really has the receipts here. Jen, what happened in New Zealand? Give us a breakdown of New Zealand. I love the digging you did. Well, I hate it, but I love it.
It's a conundrum of working here. Go ahead, Jen. Great job.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Gagne went on a little tourist tour while she was in.
We're gonna get into this. We're gonna get into more, lots more. But I'm just telling you, ladies and gentlemen, you're asking for accountability, okay, of what the government the fuck is doing against you, okay? And I've said over and over and over and over again, the government does not give a fuck about you. You're being a stepping stone, okay, to this fucking corrupt government, okay? And this is not all of it. You're a stepping stone. You're a peasant. You're a fucking nobody. You're footing the bill to this bullshit. And you're not gonna believe what they spent the next fucking episode. Oh, fuck. This gets better.
New Zealand. Yes, she went to Christchurch in Wellington, where there are government establishments. But she also went to a tourist site called Rotorua, and that's known for its natural beauty, and it's one of New Zealand's hottest tourist destinations. And she made it look official by doing a...
Look at this. Here's a liberal. Here's a liberal. Let me bring up this liberal fucking prick. Here he is. There he is. Right there. There he is. Right there. You're hilarious. I'm hilarious, eh? You stupid fuck. I'm hilarious, eh? You stupid fuck. You don't understand what the fuck is going on here? You stupid fuck.
Quick photo op with the city council and the mayor of this small town of Rotorua. So we were laughing about it here in the CTF office. Like, that's like a foreign senator coming to Canada and going to visit the Whistler City Council and saying that it's about official business. It's clearly a tourist destination where they just went to do this tour, the tourist activities, and made it look like it was official by posing with the local government.
I'm looking at
$118,000 bucks. $118,000, by the way.
This is $118,000. Okay. Oh, and look what they did there.
Okay.
Like, I'm looking at pictures of it.
$118,000.
$118,000. I'm looking at pictures of it right now.
Here it is.
Yeah, this looks like something from Lord of the Rings.
It's
right?
Stunning.
Okay. And we paid $118,000. I will point out that most people couldn't dream of affording one trip like this, let alone dropping 100 G's here, there, and everywhere to go to Japan, to go to Spain and UK, to go to New Zealand. And this unelected senator is just sticking taxpayers with the bill. Like, I want you to get into a couple more details of some more of these trips in a second, Jen, but just to echo what Franco said there about being shocked by these expenses, I am too. I worked on Parliament Hill for most of my adult life. In fact, I worked for a lot of the broadcasters and with a lot of the broadcasters who are now senators. So go figure. The Senate has always been a warehouse for politicians to stuff their partisan hacks, to stuff party bagmen, and for, frankly, old broadcasters to go out to pasture. And it's all on our dime. And here this Speaker of the Senate is sticking us with the bill. Do you have more from New Zealand, or did you want to get into more details of another trip, Jen? Like, fantastic job.
Let's
okay,
end on
I
Africa.
especially want to talk about Africa.
Oh, please.
Yeah. So Gagne went to 2 different places in Africa.
Oh, it gets
the whole
better.
trip cost over $100,000. So in the first location, she went to the ceremonial opening of the regional stock exchange, where they were signing a memorandum of understanding with the Montreal Stock Exchange, which, by the way, is a privately owned company and the government should have nothing to do with it. So she oversaw the ceremonial signing, but it gets better. In the second site that they visited in Africa, it plainly just says that they went to many, quote, tourist sites And they got to go to different cultural centers, museums, and even learn about, quote, the sacred forest of voodoo culture.
And here we are.
We broke Chris.
Okay.
Oh, fuck!
I'm old enough to remember when a cabinet minister resigned over a $16 glass of orange juice. I am. I was working at the time on Parliament Hill. And here we are. She went to a voodoo park in Africa.
She got to learn about the voodoo culture in Africa while she was visiting a cultural center.
Yeah, like she,
Shut. I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, this is beyond the top. Okay? Like, this is beyond fucking thinking here. This is holy fucking shit.
Jen, as Jen was saying, like the details are pretty sparse, right? So we had to go through, well, and by we, I mean Jen had to go through different news releases and stuff like that. And like, so one of the things, one of the parts of the trip to Africa, as Jen mentioned, is that they visited these major tourist sites. The delegation was around like 7 people, right? So it wasn't just Gagne. There was also, some other people there, which also is like, why are you bringing more people? Like, why is there any delegation for an unelected senator traveling abroad? But
well, Franco, if you're a really big deal, you have to have an entourage.
A really big deal where nobody knows my name.
That's right.
One of those types of big deals. Hey?
Legend in your own mind.
Yeah. So we know that they did visit some, quote, major tourist sites. And then we thought like, oh, maybe they visited this sacred forest of voodoo culture. But then we read the news release like a little bit more. And we're not sure if they actually visited the sacred forest of voodoo culture, because the release just says they got to learn about the sacred forest of voodoo culture. So we don't even know if they actually went to this voodoo culture forest. We have no idea. We don't know if they actually went or they just learned about it. But, if it was just learning about it, I mean, spending all that money to fly to Africa to just learn about a forest rather than going, it's like, oh, one more reason that this is a waste of money.
And you got to wonder how that applies to the Canadian Senate too, Franco.
Yeah.
Maybe they read a pamphlet at the airport.
Yeah. Very important parliamentary work. Hey, so I just want to go over some of these numbers again, right? The trip to Japan, 107 grand. Trip to Spain and the UK, 105 grand. New Zealand was about 118 grand. Africa, just over 100 grand. And then there's other trips, tens of thousands, if not even over 6 figures. We see another one out here. And think about it, right? Because the delegations that we just talked about for these trips, you have Gagne, and then you have like 6 or 7 other people. And look, for anyone, because I know so many people who've never even gone to Europe, right? Ever.
I've never been to Europe.
Yeah,
no,
right. Like I have friends.
I can't afford it.
I have friends and family who have literally never even been to Europe. So one trip to like a Spain or the UK is like a trip of a lifetime.
Yeah.
Right? Like just one where you work so hard, you save up your own money, the government takes almost half your paycheck, if not more, through all these different types of taxes you pay at all levels. And you just save enough money to maybe have a dream vacation in Europe, right? And yet, you have this unelected senator who represents nobody but herself. She was not elected. She was appointed. No representation. There's no other way to look at these records than to say, you have this unelected senator looking for ways to live the high life on other people's dime. And like, take any one of these trips, okay? Let's say, Chris, you finally get to go on vacation and you finally get to see Europe. You're not spending anywhere close to 6 figures.
No.
Okay?
No.
Even if they did go, even if they, have this amazing reason somehow that they should be going overseas on these trips, how do you spend so close to 6 figures? Well, I'll tell you, it gets a lot easier when you're spending other people's money and not your own.
This is so disgusting and unaccountable. And it doesn't need to be like this. It doesn't. I've worked on both sides of the fence, as they say, in Parliament Hill. And I remember a culture amongst the staffers then of be careful, like don't expense anything. Pay for your own stuff. You're already paid well enough. Okay? Pay for your own stuff. Don't waste taxpayers' money unnecessarily. That includes.
Okay, but now it's this liberal bullshit. This liberal bullshit in Canada. Oh, we're above it all now, baby. We could just go ahead and we can spend anything we want. We can go around the world and we can spend money like it's a sieve. And who the fuck gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck?
Taking trips overseas. So this is just disgusting. Can we just stress too how much she's paid? Like, I want to really dig into this because we just finished, or by we mean Noah Jarvis, just did a really good report comparing provincial members of parliament and members of the legislative assemblies in various provinces to their state counterparts. And in that, it was shown that in the United States, quite often, these elected representatives, I will point out, get a stipend, right? Like they're paid for their travel expenses, they're reimbursed for lunches and stuff like that, but they're not rolling in it. In Canada, comparatively speaking, they're rolling in it. They're paid well over $100,000 per year. And I wanted to stress, this is not some volunteer position that she's doing under the goodness of her heart in her retirement years or something like that. She's already paid a ton of money and she's nailing you for travel expenses overseas. How much is this Speaker of the Senate paid again?
So, first of all, the base salary for all senators, not the Speaker, because remember, when they get these extra roles, they get extra pay. The base salary for an unelected senator is $192,700. Right? So just shy of $193,000 a year is the base salary for a senator. Okay, because gone.
Now, do you get that? Did you hear that? 193 base salary. Okay, these motherfuckers are taking you for 193 fucking a year base salary, and then there's this little what do you call it? Expense account. Okay? Oh, this fucking Speaker of the Senate. She's gone over the fucking top, okay? I'm telling you. And where's the accountability here, ladies and gentlemen? Where's the fucking thought behind this? Where's the thought behind security of this country? Or representation of this country? Where's the thought behind all this bullshit?
Is the Speaker of the Senate, so she gets extra pay. Her annual salary is just over $268,000.
Just over
$268,000. Plus all the, exactly. Plus these types of expenses. You got some other benefits that Jen mentioned. And just like MPs, senators take pay raises every year.
You look at that fucking shit.
I can't help but remember that if this included, so 2 summers ago would have been 2024, the summer of 2024. She was traveling then, right? We're looking at records from then.
Oh, 2024, yeah, 2024, yes.
Remember when the Liberal government was yelling at average working families in Canada who were trying to press 2 loonies together and take their kids on road trips? Remember that? Remember when Mark Holland said, "You just want the planet to burn"? Hello? Why is the unelected Speaker of the unelected Senate, who nobody could name, probably outside of the clerk of the House of Commons, spending a nickel on foreign travel? Like, okay, I'm getting angry. What should our people do who are watching this? And I want to stress again, folks, if you're watching this, shaking your head, going, "I can't believe this. This is outrageous. I also can't believe I'm not hearing about this elsewhere." The reason why you're not is because it's Jen who dug this up. This is Jen's story. And it's because of donors, okay, and supporters of the Taxpayers Federation that we're able to deliver this kind of investigative journalism to you. So once again, like, as we said off the top, thank you. Jen, what's the next step from here?
No, hold on. Whoa. I got it. I'm taking the plane. Give me the keys, Chris. I got it. We're not done yet. So I got two questions, one for Jen, then one for Chris. I'm taking the keys. Putting my foot down.
I think it's
just kidding. I have no foot to put down on with. Yeah, okay. Anywho.
Now I'm telling you again, this is the Canadian Taxpayers Federation that dug all this up. And I am fucking outraged. I am over the top on this shit. And I don't see hardly any comments on this. You Canadians, are you fucking here? Are you listening to what the fuck is going on here? And this is only half the show. Okay? Are you understanding what the fuck this is? Do you understand what the fuck this is? I'm just going to give myself a few minutes to breathe a little, because this is over the fucking top. This is over the top. I'm going to give myself a few minutes here. I'm telling you, this is over the fucking top here, okay? This is over the top. If you're a Canadian and you're listening to this, you should be outraged over what the fuck is going on here. I am fucking telling you. You are fucking unbelievable if you don't understand what the fuck is going on here. This is over the fucking top, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know how else to describe this. I can't believe this. But somebody has tipped into the cookie bar here. They've dug into the cookie jar, and they have spent money like it's going out of fucking style. Yeah, Keith. Hello.
Yeah. What happened to the show?
We're on right now.
Oh, you're on the show.
We're on right now. I fixed all the bugs. Oh. We're on right now, and we're halfway through. And what we've learned so far is over the fucking top.
What?
With the Canadian Tax Federation report has gone over the top to what the fuck the Senate, Speaker of the House, has done to Canadians. Unbelievable.
Holy shit.
Unbelievable.
So you're doing the show right now?
Yeah, right now. You catch in, okay, tune in.
I'm going to go back in the house. I'm going to go back in the house and turn on my computer.
Okay, buddy.
Okay, bye for now.
This is over the top, ladies and gentlemen. This is your kids and their kids and their kids expected to pay for this bullshit. Are you fucking kidding me? Not to mention what Carney has done to this country with giving money to Ukraine. This blows my mind, okay?
Okay.
Jen, we're not done. There's more. There's more. I want to talk about the hospitality spending, Jen, because it's not just that all these bills are so expensive. You really went into the records and found some of these crazy hospitality bills.
Yeah, so we wanted to know more details about how Ghani was actually spending this money. Well, she was abroad. And it turns out she was throwing lavish receptions and luncheons and dinner parties at fancy hotels and elite clubs, including a $2,800 dinner for 12 people at the Oxford and Cambridge Club in London. So that's as elite as it sounds, a crossover between Cambridge and Oxford. So a lot of highly intellectual people, a lot of sophistication, as the website quotes, and timeless atmosphere and fine food and wine. It can all be found on the description on its own website. So that works out to $235 a person just for this one dinner at this elite club.
$235,000.
Another example is $1,900 on a luncheon in Spain, also for 12 people, and that works out to $160 each. Another example on top of that, $1,400 for a luncheon in Romania, $2,200 for a reception in Dublin. And there were multiple examples just like this throughout all of the records from each of her trips, that not only was she going to these far-flung places and visiting tourist sites and seeing all of these things, but she was also living large on hospitality, on taxpayer dollars. So luncheons, dinners, receptions, seemingly without any kind of discretion, just charged to the old public credit card.
Yeah. Okay. All that's so gross. Chris, we're going to go to you. But first, I don't know, folks, we'll see how this video gets edited. I don't know if you could see me kind of snicker or laugh or smile. And look, I'm so disgusted by this. Please don't think I think it's funny. The only reason I was snickering or smiling is, well, how do I explain our relationship, Chris, right? Like, we've been on the road a lot together. Yeah. On these like different road trips, deck clock tours, pipeline tours, all these different events, the book launch tours last year. Yeah. And so me and Chris know each other really well. And, we're great friends, but like the relationship is probably more like Chris is like, I don't know, Chris, like an older sister, maybe aunt, like a younger aunt,
keeps
right?
you in line. Yeah.
Keeps me in line. Right. So like, I just know I was watching Chris make the face when Jen was reading the hospitality, spending like the $2,800 for a dinner with 11 people at the Oxford and Cambridge Club in London. I could just see the face on Chris that Chris was making. And I was like, uh-oh, she ticked off, right? Like, yeah. When like your mom gives you that face and you're like, oh, I'm in trouble. And I could just see Chris's face just going, like, I just knew what he was thinking. And I was like, man, I do not want to be a part of the unelected Senate globetrotting gang right now, because Chris is fired up. And that's the only reason I couldn't keep it together. I saw Chris's face. I just know that face so well. I've seen it on the road before when I'm in trouble. And I just was like, oh, man, good luck. Good luck.
Hell, like that doesn't sound like chicken wings and Virgin Caesar to me.
No, a lot more upscale than that.
Well, Canadian taxpayers, I told you and I told you and I told you time and time again, the government don't give fuck all about you. And all these people that are working in government, they don't give a fuck. Now, this Senate, Speaker of the House, Senator, okay? She's spending your tax dollars like it's her own. Like, I got the job, baby. I can spend your money any way I want, baby. Are you fucking fucked? You Canadians sit back on a couch eating potato chips. And you expect your kids to pay for this bullshit. Like it's nothing. Like it's fuck all. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? Unfucking believable. This is unbelievable. Are you kidding me? Over the last 6 years, where we had to deal with COVID-19 and the rest of it, this fucking person is out there traveling around the globe like I just don't have the words to describe this. I mean, this is embezzlement. That's what this is. This is embezzlement. This is taking money from the coffers of Canadian taxpayers to do whatever the fuck she feels like doing. That's embezzlement. This is no accountability of this fucking fucked up government. This is bullshit. You mean to tell me this is normal? You mean to tell me that this is acceptable to Canadians? Then if this is acceptable to Canadians, I seriously think there's something fucking wrong here. With the equation of what the fuck is going on in Canada. I think there's something very fucking wrong here, that because somebody gets into office, that they can then travel around the world like they're the Queen of fucking Sheba. Are you fucking kidding me? When they're in government, they're supposed to be working for you, the people, and they're in government working for you, the people, and they're running around the globe like, fuck, it doesn't matter. 105 G's here, 105 G's there, 250,000 G's here. Are you fucking, and where's the representation? Where's the press? Where's the fucking Where's the results? Are you that fucking blind? Are you that fucking naive to this? I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't fucking get it. For all you Canadians, this is out there now, right now. And she is spending your money like it's water under the bridge. Like it's nothing. Like what the fuck? Are you that naive to understand what I just showed you? I don't get it. I don't get it. Okay? Not when you have over 5 million going to a food bank. How many homeless are there now in Canada? And this fucking bitch is traveling around the globe like it's nothing, like fuck all's happening in Canada, like it's all fucking normal. Are you fucking fucked? Where's any of your compassion, lady? I don't get it. I don't fucking get it. I really don't. Are you fucked in the fucking head? I don't get it. I just don't get it. I don't get it. It doesn't reach my top floor here. Okay? This bitch flies around the globe spending over fucking all this, over $1 million, and it doesn't compute on this bitch. Okay? This doesn't compute to me. Okay? Like, what the fuck? Really? You Canadians, really? I don't get it. I don't fucking get it. How is that possible? I don't get it. I don't. I don't fucking get it. On you Canadians. On you Canadians. I don't get it. I really don't get it. I'm only halfway through the show. I'm only halfway. There's more yet. I don't get it with you Canadians. I really don't get it, okay? And I started my broadcast over 11 years ago, and I still don't get it. I still don't get it. That's not all of it. There's more. And this really blows my mind, okay? What I'm going to show you next happened today, and this absolutely blows my mind. This, what Canada has become, okay? To show you this, what's coming next. Just keeping it Canadian. This is over the top. On top of this bullshit, how much money they're ripping you off for. Okay, all you Canadians, they're just spending your dollars like it's water under the bridge, like they are so entitled because they hold this special little position. Okay? Okay. Let's get into that. Shall we? Yeah, let's get into this. Let's get into this, shall we?
Here we go. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Here with Chris Scott from Let's Talk Alberta. We're in Strathmore, Alberta, and something just happened, Chris. What was that?
I was just in digestion. Well, so we're here with Let's Talk Alberta, and we stopped on our way back to Mirror, Alberta, just to meet a few people. They wanted some lawn signs. We're activists for conversation. We're encouraging people to have a conversation about things that are important to Alberta and Alberta's future. And we were just visited by Mark Pretzleff, the Director of Community and Protective Services, with a peace officer, very intimidating. And they told me that I am not allowed to be here. They told me that I'm not allowed to be here because the town doesn't allow people to assemble for a political purpose. I'm not sure exactly what he was trying to say, but he basically said the town doesn't want me here. It's private property, and I have to leave. And I said, well, no, this is public property. It's town property held in trust for the people of Strathmore to use for their purpose. And there's a bunch of people from Strathmore here that wanted to meet and visit and enjoy the beautiful day and advocate for a conversation about Alberta's future. And they said that no, we're not allowed to do that. So I had a little bit of a discussion with them. I said, I'm going to stay here and assemble for political purpose and express myself as a Canadian under the Charter Rights and Freedoms. And if you don't like that, then you can call the RCP. They can come and give me a court order or something, and I'll fight it. And they did. They actually called the RCP. So the RCP are on their way down here.
Yeah, I see them just pulling up here now.
I don't know if he's talking about like a fine or they want to arrest me or what, but anyway, that's what's going on.
Yeah, so how does that make you feel knowing that there's people from Strathmore here that pay property tax and they're trying to use the excuse that we have to get off of town?
Now, let me fill you in because let me fill you in here because it's a little bit. Let me fill you in here because it's a little bit distorted, the audio. Let me kind of let me let me kind of fill you in here. Chris from the Whistle Stop Cafe. That's him. Right there.
It's ludicrous. I was just at a Forever Canadian event where Thomas and Castle parked at the Kinsman Park in Stone Point. You know, for the same thing, using a.
Now that's Chris from the Whistle Stop Cafe. Now he's got a big bus that's all decked out for Alberta, the Alberta independence movement, and that's what he's about. Okay? And he stopped at Strathmore. Okay? Get this. He stopped at Strathmore in a rest area, a rest stop in Strathmore, a public funded rest stop, a publicly funded rest stop in Strathmore. Okay? And then he gets a call from the town manager of Strathmore. I'm going to emphasize that. From Strathmore, okay? This is taxpayer funded from from Strathmore. Okay? Telling him he can't exercise his Canadian right to assemble in the Charter of Rights and Freedoms, that he has no right to assemble at the publicly funded, taxpayer funded rest area in Strathmore. I'll say it again, in Strathmore. That he hasn't got a right unless he contacts them, because maybe they've got a thing going on or some shit. To contact them first before he exercises his fundamental freedoms of being a Canadian in Strathmore, Alberta. Over Alberta independence. Now, doesn't that sound a little fucked up to you? That they would give Chris from the Whistle Stop Cafe a little backlash over him speaking his mind, that freedom of speech, that freedom of expression in the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms that Canadian taxpayers paid for, where he's at in Strathmore, Alberta. That he hasn't got the right to speak his mind in Strathmore, Alberta, at a taxpayered facility, your taxpayered place, okay? Canadian taxpayers paid for that space that this manager of Strathmore would fucking have the balls to phone Chris from the Whistle Stop Cafe and tell him, you didn't contact us first, and give him a bunch of flack for being there. Really? Are you fucking shitting me? Are you fucking shitting me? A site that Canadian taxpayers paid for. They would call the cops on Chris from the Whistle Stop Cafe for being there with his beautiful bus and give him flack for talking about Alberta independence. Are you fucking shitting me? Really? Are you fucked in the head there, Mr. Manager of Strathmore? And I'm not even going to pick up the phone and phone this stupid prick. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucked in the head that you would have the balls to get on the phone with Chris from the Whistle Stop Cafe and tell him, we don't think you should be here talking your Alberta independence? Are you fucking kidding me?
Breaking news, martial law is coming in hot. This morning.
This video needs.
So after going, this is happening in.
Are you fucking kidding me? Oh, it gets better. Oh, it gets better, Canadians. Oh, it gets better than that. Oh, yeah, baby. Now, we had the Helen Cruz. Helen Cruz. Now, this is a detective. This is a detective from the heart. Let me see if I can bring up Helen Cruz's thing here. No, that's not it. Let me see if we can bring up Helen Cruz. Now, this is prime shit. Because they just said to Helen Cruz that she has a 2-year suspension. Are you fucking kidding me? Let me see if we can bring up Helen Cruz. Just to give you some enlightenment on this Helen Cruz thing. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, just give me a minute.
Services Canada location just on the outskirts of Ottawa, and I'm here today to cover Detective Helen Cruz's sentencing hearing. It is Judgment Day for the diligent detective that decided to look into this suspicious increase, a 2 to 3-fold increase in sudden infant deaths in the region following the rollout of the COVID-19 modified RNA vaccines. And now for this crime, she has been charged with discreditable conduct for what the hearings officer, Chris Renwick, called an unauthorized probe clouded by her personal bias about vaccine injury or reactions and improperly accessing the RMS database. That's the records management system utilized by police. Now, Detective Helen Cruz was working at the time in the SACA unit. That's the Sexual Assault and Child Abuse Unit within the OPS. And they are mandated by law to investigate and probe any sudden deaths in children under the age of 5 that happen outside of the hospital setting. I have covered this story in these proceedings over the course of the last 4 years. And if you want to see more reports on this topic and this file and support this kind of journalism, please do so at nomoreshots.ca. Now, today we heard that Detective Cruz will be demoted from a first class to a second class constable for a period spanning 24 months, 2 years, which will also come with a pay decrease to her salary. She has already suffered great financial loss as a result of these hearings, and her lawyer, Bathsheba Vandenberg, will also be giving comments because we also heard that they're going to appeal this entire fiasco. Have a listen.
It just goes to the absurdity of the discreditable charge itself, where there were multiple elements and many of them which are nonsensical. I believe a lot of the wording that he used today was hyperbole in order to send an inflammatory message to justify this seriousness of misconduct. He also used the word seriousness several times, as if the word itself is going to convince people to believe that what Detective Helen Cruz was seriously wrong, which it was not. What is seriously wrong is the decision. What is seriously wrong is the fact that the Ottawa Police Service has stopped a potential criminal investigation into potential criminal negligence of persons involved in advocating and mandating a COVID-19 vaccination that we know was not safe for pregnant and breastfeeding women. And we know that there were, and that's based on the evidence of the tribunal and what I've read, at least 5 babies that deceased, that passed away in circumstances identical to those listed on the Pfizer clinical data reports itself.
What did you think of Renwick's decision here today? Not surprising? Anything that stood out to you?
Not surprising, unfortunately. The 2-year demotion, as you know, it stood out to me that he kept repeating himself over and over and over again. I'm sure you were in there, you heard it. It seems like everything that he said could have been said in the first 15 minutes. And I was doing other things for a lot of the later half, but I noticed every almost, I'm going to say 7th sentence, probably less, but it was like you're blinded by your vaccine bias and clouded your judgment. He just kept inserting that phrase over and over and over again, and it felt forced. It felt like the logic in his decision was nonsensical.
I wasn't inside to hear the verdict, but I do know that people with morals that speak out and speak the truth are being silenced, because I'm one of them. We try to stand up for what's right in this country, and every step you take, you get knocked backwards. So that's my moral. We need to start working, standing together.
9 babies died, and 2 babies died in their mother's arms over a 7-month period, and the investigation was shut down. And I believe it was shut down because if you see this here, this is still on Health Canada's website, and it says that it's safe to take while you're pregnant, and it doesn't lower fertility. And apparently Canada's still doing ongoing studies. And look into all this here. They made pregnant women take this. They made organ transplant people take this. Fauci lied, people died. Dr. Tam lied, and people died. And she lied too. So we need accountability.
But the vaccine clinical trials didn't include pregnant women, certainly these initial clinical trials. But there's no biological reason why the vaccine wouldn't be effective and safe during pregnancy.
And you know what? They demoted a police officer who was investigating why two babies died in their mother's arms. And it's very rare that a baby will die in their mother's arms. And she wondered why there was a tripling of babies dying. And you know what? We have a public interest into knowing why babies died. Just imagine, if 9 babies died in Ottawa and they shut the investigation down, how many babies died in Vancouver? How many died in Halifax? We still got questions about this. So this ongoing studies, we need to look into this and open this investigation up and not shut it down. I believe it's a cover-up because of Health Canada. And I believe OPS shut it down for that reason.
Detective Bruce, just on the lack of responsibility that Officer Renwick said you were taking for this alleged misconduct, what would your message be in response to that?
My message has remained the same. I swore an oath to protect the public, preserve life, preserve the peace. And I will continue to do that each and every day. So when he touched on that, again, it leaves me baffled. It's surreal because I swore to be an officer for reasons to help people, and I will continue doing that.
And I just want to add to that, that was very wrong. It's an error in law. He mentioned the lack of remorse for 4 factors. The case law is very clear that an adjudicator cannot use a factor of remorse or lack of remorse in their decision making, because a police officer has the right to believe that they are innocent. They have a right to a defense. That's why there was so much that was said today that is a total dismantling of fair process, of rule of law. Every police officer should really be up in arms about this decision, because now it's going to be used as binding and as a leading case law for future police disciplinary processes.
If the police actually held the people who should be held responsible, Detective Bruce would not be facing internal discipline, and there would be a whole lot more people in trouble who deserve to be, not Detective Bruce. She's such a rare example of an officer doing the right thing, using their training, using their integrity and so-called independence, which we heard over and over again in the disciplinary decision today.
I'm upset because I really don't think it's fair. She did her job, she did what was right, and we need her as a judge, somebody with morals.
Renwick's, ultimately, he was hoping these proceedings and this decision would deter any future officers from conducting a similar investigation, especially if it has political overtones, was the exact wording that he used. What kind of effect will that have on policing moving forward?
More importantly, is what kind of effect will this have on public safety? Now, interestingly, in his March 25th, 2025 decision, he quoted a criminal case called the Crown and Beaupre. I invite everybody to read that, because that case actually specifically says that police independence and discretion is the foundation of our rule of law and public safety, and that executives cannot interfere with police independence and discretion. And so he's sending a message to all police officers, you no longer are autonomous, you no longer have discretion, and he's sending a message to all people in this country that if there is a public safety concern that is born from the hands of the government, that there will be no accountability for the government. And fundamentally, that tells us that rule of law is dead here in Canada.
Just plug in the USB, and in 1 second, your ceiling or car interior comes alive with graceful blue whales, glowing jelly.
That's powerful. Now, what's next? Because we heard that there is potentially more legal action to come.
Yes, so my intention is to appeal both the decision, the March 2025 decision in 2025, and today's disposition.
Yes, we've already drafted multiple grounds of appeal, so we will add to that the appeal grounds with regards to today's penalty decision, and we will be filing that very, very soon, along with an application for fresh evidence.
And then moving forward, I guess, just what's your message to everybody that's standing here today that came out with their signs and to show a hand of support?
I am blown away with all the support, and I'm very, very gracious for all the support and the prayers. The prayers are coming in not only locally, nationally, but internationally, and I am forever grateful for that. My call to people is look to God. There's many religions out there, faiths, but for me, God guides me each and every day. I know that I'm never alone, obviously not, but in those moments that I might be somewhere secluded in a little office space where things sometimes do, I'm human, sometimes things do fall on me and it gets quite depressing, but that knowledge that we have a greater power in control, people need to look to that. Treat each other with kindness, respect, compassion each and every day. When we have differences of opinion, communicate them in a respectful manner so that we can help fix things and move forward.
Any final comments before we wrap up?
I want to say that I have a background in international criminal law, and it takes time, sometimes 10, 20, 30 years until you get justice. And how we get there is by you, the people, never giving up, always fighting and believing that the truth will come out and justice will be served.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I say it to you again. The government is corrupt. To the nines. Beyond. This is beyond. The government over the last 11 years have gotten so corrupt. This has gotten beyond. This is over the top. This is way over the top here. If my show hasn't boiled your blood a little bit, then you're not fucking human. if my show if my show hasn't touched you a little bit, then you're not a human. I don't know what you are, but you're not a human being. I don't know what you are. I don't understand how everybody can sit back and say that this is acceptable, that all this money goes out the window like it's my money. I'm now in office and I'm a senator. Speaking of the House senator, and I can travel around the world like it doesn't matter anymore. Or I'm Mark Carney. I can give thousands of dollars away to the Ukraine that's never gonna win a war. Or I can do whatever the fuck I want because I'm a government official. Because you taxpayer peasants don't mean shit. Really? You taxpayer peasants don't mean shit. That these judges can come out and say on a respectable detective that's investigating a respectable issue regarding the COVID-19 death jab, that they can demote this detective for 2 years. Because, oh no, detective, we want this as the in narrative, the narrative that's on today. We want this narrative today that we can kill Canadians today. We don't want you to investigate. We're going to demote you. Are you awake yet, Canadians? You understand what I have presented to you today? Do you understand where I'm coming from today? I guess if you don't understand, you're not much of a fucking Canadian. I have done hundreds of shows. Hundreds. of shows telling you about the homeless and the poor in Canada. And then we have this senator traveling around the globe like your money is hers, okay? That you peasants, you peasants, don't mean fuck all to her. Or a detective that tries to bring out the truth about killing Canadians gets demoted. Are you fucked? And that's just the tip of the iceberg. That's just a little minuscule amount of what I brought you today at great lengths. Just a little tidbit of what the fuck is going on in Canada today. I could bring you more if you want to hear it. Let's hear it in the comments. Do you want me to bring you more? Do you want me to bring you more bullshit? You want me to explain more about how corrupt the government in Canada is? I'll bring you some more. Let me hear yes in the comments. Let me hear you're going to share this out. Let me hear yes. Or why don't I just open up the phone lines and I'll hear from some of you out there. Right? About how concerned you are about Canada and the people in it. Let me hear from you. Do you want me to open up the phone lines? What does it take to save a country? What does it take to save our country? Do you want to hear about the UN declaration where David Eby, behind closed doors, opens up your land? In British Columbia. You want to hear more about that? Do you want to hear more about the land grab in Manitoba over a guy who his father dies and they're sitting like vultures on the fence just waiting to take his land and giving him all kinds of shit? What more do you want to hear? What more is going to move you Canadians to realize what the fuck is happening in this country? What more does it take to get you to understand that the elevator's going to hit the top floor? What more could you understand that shit's going on in Canada? What more would it take? How many more broadcasts do I have to make to get you to understand what the fuck? How much of a fucking guy do I gotta be to get you to understand what the fuck? Obviously not enough. Obviously not enough. Obviously, there's only 30 of you in here out of 49 million Canadians. Obviously not enough. So I'm going to open up the phone line. 306-231-2314. I want to hear from you after what I've presented to you today. 306-231-2314. You can tell me what you want to tell me. Okay? Let's hear from some of you Canadians out there. Maybe you got some balls. I would love to hear it. I would love to hear how you're going to get involved in this corrupted government bullshit that we have in Canada. I would love to hear. I would love to hear it. I would love to hear it. How many of you Canadians got some balls? 306-231-2314. I would love to hear it. Live on my show. I would love to hear you Canadians gonna stand up for your country. There's the number. 306-231-2314. I would love to hear from you Canadians. Phone lines are open. I don't hear any phoning. We'll wait. I'll wait. We'll wait. I'll give you some time. It's 9:07, Wednesday, August the 19th. Let's hear from some of you concerned Canadians about our country. And there's more. If you want me to present more, I can do more. If you don't want to answer, if you don't want to call in on the phone, I can do more. I can bring you some more little tidbits of what's happening in Canada. Oh, yeah, baby. I can bring you lots more. I can bring you lots more. 11 years of broadcasting. We have 31 of you in here, and I got the phone lines open, and I haven't heard a phone call yet. Lots more I could bring you, ladies and gentlemen. Lots more. I got all night. It's only 9:09 British Columbia time. It's only 9:09 British Columbia time. You want me to bring you more? More fucking shit that's going on in this country? You need more proof of what the fuck they're doing to you in this country? It's up to you. Phone line's open. Not a phone call yet. Not a peep. Not a peep out of any of you Canadians. Not a peep. I'm the only guy in Canada that gives a fucking shit. I guess. I suppose. I guess. Not a peep. Not a peep out of any of you Canadians. So-called Canadians. Proud to be a Canadian. Not a peep. Unbelievable. Unfucking believable. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Hello, Kevin.
Yeah, hi. Stick up the number up on the screen so people can see it.
Let me do that. There.
Yeah.
There it is.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
There it is. Not one of you Canadians have phoned in. There's the number. You want to put it differently? I'll put it differently. There's the number. I want to hear from you, concerned Canadians. Oh, we have a caller. You're calling the Rudy Bruce broadcast. Hello.
Rudy.
Hi.
Are you still on live?
I am live as live can be.
Oh, yeah.
You're on live on the Rudy Bruce broadcast.
Yeah, Rudy.
What's your name? What's your name?
Michael.
Hi, Mike.
From Quill Lake, Saskatchewan.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm okay, Mike. How are you doing?
I'm all right. I was watching your broadcast. Problem with this country, everybody's I don't know. They should be all up in arms and pissed off in the streets because we got no leaders. We've just got puppets and actors, and yeah, it's a lawless country.
I agree with you, Mike.
Yeah.
I totally agree with you.
Yeah.
What's your Mike? What's your property tax in Quill Lake?
It'd be running around 2,300, I think.
Describe to me. I know about Quill Lake. I was there. Describe to me Quill Lake. Describe to me what's in Quill Lake. Now, this is Quill Lake, Saskatchewan. Describe to me what is in Quill Lake.
What's there?
Yeah.
Not much. Barely functioning restaurants, struggling grocery store, a post office, and yeah.
Is there any industry there for people to go to work, or you're out in the country?
Farming and welding shops. There's a welding shop there, and there's some farming and elevator.
And you're up to 2,300 in property tax.
Well, that's all because of the cost of living, inflation. I mean, the cost, everything's gone up, so it gets passed down to the consumer, and everybody's operating cost is up. It doesn't matter if it's the municipality or the town or whatever. All their costs are up.
Yeah, but there's only how much industry there? There's like how much industry is in Quill Lake?
Wow, there's not much. Like I said, there's farming and there's fuel and there's the grader operators. There's so much there.
No,
it's a dying town.
It's right. And there's how many towns in Saskatchewan that are dying towns, and now their property tax is up to what you're saying, 2,300 a month. No, sorry, 2,300 a year.
Yeah, well,
in Saskatchewan.
That all started in the 80s.
Yeah.
I mean, when they raised in the 80s, when they had high interest rates and farmers are going broke, the town shriveled up. The elevators started. They got rid of the 6 or 7 elevators in their towns and went to the bigger terminals, and they just started. The families started getting smaller, and people started moving away, and yeah, that was all by design.
They're killing off the small towns in Saskatchewan, ladies and gentlemen. There's only one elevator there. It's the P&H, or what is the elevator there called?
Yeah, it's P&H.
P&H elevator, and they sunk a bunch of money into the elevator in the last 10 years. But
that's a good business.
Yeah, but it hasn't really benefited a lot of the workers in Quill Lake.
Well, there's probably a half a dozen plus workers there. So
yeah,
but
yeah, I know. I was there.
Yeah.
I was there, and I told them to shove my house up their ass there.
Yeah.
I had a house there,
Yeah, I
and
understand.
they rose that tax to $1,200 a year, and they wouldn't fix the fucking sidewalk. Okay. And this went on for years. So I eventually told them to shove that house up their ass, Mike, and told them, have at her, baby. Oh, yeah, I did her good. And you're at 20. What is it again? 20.
I think it's around $2,300.
$2,300 a year. Okay. You got to pay for your garbage to be picked up. $1 a bag. Is it still $1 a bag?
Well, now they got these plastic bins. It's so much a month for these bins for some people, and yeah, I don't know. It's the town's picking up the tab on some of the stuff, but it'll be all transferred to your taxes eventually.
Wow. Holy fuck. 23.
Inflation will keep going.
Yeah.
I mean, as long
What do you do? To Mike, what do you do for employment in Quill Lake?
Well, I'm a scrap metal recycler.
You're barely hanging on.
No, I'm doing all right, but I work at it every day.
Every day, 7 days a week, right?
Yeah.
7 days a week. You're putting in your time to keep up with the bills and all that shit. And the food cost, what is the food cost monthly that you're looking at in Quill Lake?
Well, it's, for our family, it's probably running around 1,500 to 2,000 a month.
Wow. Holy shit. And then your gas on top of that.
Everybody's head down, ass up.
Yeah, but your gas on top of that is what is your gas a month? What do you think?
Well, it's hard to tell. Some months are higher than others, but I mean, I'm running a business, so I'm burning quite a bit more. So
wow. So you're just hanging in there, and you've got to make that $5,000 a month quota, right?
Yeah, I think I figured it out a couple of years ago. It's, just to live, pay your bills or whatever it is, whether it's cell phone, power bill, all that stuff, and here and there. I mean, it's minimal, probably $5,000 a month.
Now you heard the amount of what the senator, the Speaker of the House of the Senators, is spending. Like we're talking up around $1 million. How do you feel about the senator? She hasn't got even a constituency to represent. She's not even elected. How do you feel about the senator spending enormous amounts of money, your tax dollars? How do you feel about that?
Well, they're very wasteful. They're not, the government's not the friend of the people. They're very wasteful, and there's no accountability. Nobody's answering any questions. There's no audits. There's not even any conversation about let's balance the budget or let's try to save money. They just keep spending more and printing more. So, I mean, there's rules for thee and rules for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many kids do you have, Mike?
Did you know Ukraine is building a ski resort in Western Ukraine? It's going to cost $1.6 billion.
Wow. Holy fuck.
Yeah.
A ski resort.
A ski resort, Western Ukraine. $1.6 billion. I'm sure Mr. Carney's got some connection to that, and Krista Freeland. But, Canadians, they don't care they're sending all that money over there. Just for more Ukrainians to die. They're not going to win nothing over there but death.
How many kids do you have, Mike?
2.
2 kids.
Yeah.
And you got to meet a $5,000 a month quota every month to survive.
Yeah, somewhere like that.
To survive.
Every family's going to be different.
Hey?
Every family will be different.
Yeah, but that's your quota, right?
Yeah, but that's why Canadians are not doing nothing. If you think about it, people don't talk anymore. People don't visit that much anymore, and most people are just head down, ass up, trying to just keep up with their daily lives, and they don't even pay attention to all the noise because they just, there's nothing you can do about it until we have some leadership in this country to turn it around. But everything has to hit rock bottom first before people wake up. So maybe if the 80s come again, where everybody's, barely hanging on, then maybe people start getting more vocal and stand up for the truth.
Yeah.
Until then, they're just gonna put their blinders on and close their ears, and yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, we're just gonna keep spiraling down.
Crazy.
And there's nothing you can do about it. And the worst thing is there's no leadership. There's no proper leadership. Nobody's talking the truth, eh?
Mike, can I ask you a personal question? Has anyone in your family faced any medical situations?
Not yet.
Okay, thank God for that. You have a family doctor?
Yeah, kind of, sort of. No good for nothing.
Yeah, the one in Quill Lake.
I mean, your answer is push the drugs, push the pills.
Yeah, I agree with you. Mike, I appreciate your call. I really do appreciate your call coming into the Rudy Bruce broadcast from Quill Lake, Saskatchewan. And I feel for you, bro.
Yeah, there's a lot of people out there. They know the country. They know things are wrong. But they just there's nothing. There's nothing you can do. There's not enough people willing to stand up, talk about it. There's not enough people. There's just everybody's kind of lots of people know. Lots of people just want to, like I said, they just want to close their ears and close their eyes.
Put the blinders on.
But that's just the way it is. I'm out in the country all the time meeting people, and some are awake and some are not, and some are brainwashed, and they only know what they know because all they do is watch the TV, and the TV, that's what they believe in because they're accustomed to it. They've grew up trusting the media and trusting the news, and times have changed. We're in a propaganda country here, and that's just the way it is.
Yeah, okay, Mike. I feel for you, bro.
Yep. Anyways, hang in there.
I feel for you, Mike. You hang in there too, eh?
Yeah, have a good night.
Okay, bro.
Bye.
Well, you heard it, ladies and gentlemen. From Cool Lake, Saskatchewan. And it's amazing. It's amazing what I present to you tonight. You're calling live on the Rudy Pierce broadcast. How are you?
Nice, Rudy. It's Glenn out here in
Hi,
Vancouver,
Glenn.
man.
Hi, Glenn.
Hell yeah.
You're in Vancouver.
It's too bad we didn't do the video phone in thing. I was like playing around with that. We will have to try that again because I got my tent set up.
You're in Vancouver,
you
Glenn.
About all those
Glenn.
lobster, hot buttered lobsters. I was eating Mr. Noodles. I was like, oh my God, man.
Glenn.
Real meat.
Glenn, can you hear me?
Yeah.
You're calling in from Vancouver. You're calling in from Burnaby, actually.
Yeah, I'm just on the outskirts of Vancouver.
Now, Glenn is going to be my eyes and ears in the Lower Mainland. And Glenn is a special guest on the broadcast. How are you today, Glenn?
I'm doing pretty good. I got some stuff accomplished. I got the right boxes that I have the answers to the questions in the next stage of court paperwork for the family court, but I'm just as behind on the 8 ball as to the civil matter and the criminal. But I go tomorrow I don't actually get to meet with the criminal law lawyer. I get to see the receptionist, and they should have some paperwork for me at the office to pick up.
Okay. Otherwise, how are you handling everything? You're okay so far?
Yeah, as fate would have it, I used to be a bike courier, and when I went downtown to the courthouse today, I was there in the afternoon, and I seen some friends that I haven't seen in many years,
and they're bike couriers. And one of them he's not even a bike courier anymore. He works in a mail room at a lawyer's office. And so I seen them, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we're doing this special. It's like a party day where they do messengers of death, and they ride around the city delivering the lawyers' packages with like squirt guns, and they shoot each other. And then if you get shot, you get killed, and you only have so many tickets, and you have to give the person who shot you in front of the building a ticket. And you can't shoot people in the building or in the bank because there might be stray bullets. There might be like expensive ritzy types with expensive suits. So you don't want to bother anyone, right? So they don't want to get in trouble, but they do play this game. And as it would happen, I had no idea that was that day. So there's a whole group of couriers all drinking beer.
Okay, Glenn, let's go into the low cost housing situation. When you were in low cost housing, and you were telling me about the shit that was going on with when you were in low cost housing in Burnaby.
Yeah, they won't give Canadians jobs, so they hire the just off the boat types, and they're the most racist sacks of you know what out of Africa.
Where's this sacks of shit? Okay, now you're in low cost housing, and you've been in there for a while, and then what happens to you during the time that you're in low cost housing?
Well, there's drug gangs that operate out of the building. And so the customers of the drug gangs who are drug addicts themselves, they go around and they extort their neighbors for their welfare check. And they also rob them. They also just on welfare, they just outright rob their neighbors.
Wow.
For drugs. And then when you try and say to the authorities, hey, this person's like threatening me, hey, this person's extorting me, you don't, because you're a sack of shit, and the police have to keep coming back to that address so many times, so they won't take a report from the person who lives there, but they'll take a report from the security or whoever keeps calling them. And then if that person's, but the security, because there's drug dealers in the building, the security who's supposed to not let the people in, there's prostitutes who they get a work, and then they have money after they've done their work, so they go to the building at late night. They're not allowed in. It's so the security exchanges sexual favors from the prostitutes just to let them in. So the security is already bribed by the gang, because the gang supplies the security guards with prostitutes to allow them access to the building.
Wow.
So there's all these security guards that keep getting fired because they get caught when, there's a problem. Well, because these guys are from the Middle East and Africa and Indo-H, so they get fresh with the women when they say, oh, yeah, okay, you come over here, you're going to do whatever.
Wow.
And then they start basically like attempting to rape the prostitute on the premises. And when the police have to come for that, well, then people are fired. But when you go and you say, hey, there's this security guard in the stairwell, doing things with a prostitute, and I complain, they won't take my complaint. And I've seen it with and then when people say, oh, it's like, yeah, how do males get raped? Like, there's gay rapists. So when I'm coming to the police to say that there's a gay rapist working for the security and they're doing these untoward things with prostitutes and they're threatening me and they're extorting me, nope, you can't complain like that at all.
Wow.
So stuff like that. And even worse, you know what they do? The gang who supplies the security with prostitutes, they also kill those prostitutes. So the prostitute who sneaks into the building, who owes the gang money, let's say they get to the 8th floor, they owe the guy on the 10th floor money. The guy on the 8th floor gets his drugs off the guy on the 10th floor. When the guy on the 8th floor goes up to get more drugs, he tells them who's over. They say, that's that, you know what, that owes me money. Here, give her this special one. They give them hot shots, and they're literally, the police are covering up for murders, and the BC Housing is covering up for murders because the gang that operates trading fentanyl for stolen property and for prostitutes, the dividends of prostitution when the women and men come in off the street and exchange money for fentanyl.
Wow.
They then get, and so they're having the prostitution gang, like they're already paid off in advance. And the security, and you're like, well, listen, I'm trying to complain on this. This is what's going on. What about this other guy who got, busted for this before? Oh, well, we shut up about that. We won't tell anyone.
Wow.
So the same thing happens with the murders. For somebody owes them $300. They just shut up about it. Oh, we don't know how that person got into the building. So the same guy that's on the tape that's getting the prostitution is letting the prostitutes in. And then when they are getting, off by the gang that's intentionally murdering them with strong doses of fentanyl, when the police are called because, there's a dead body here, the security covers that up on behalf of the gangs that supply them with prostitutes.
Wow.
And you try and tell the police that, they say, well, what's the name of this gang? You say, well, I don't have the name. I don't, the guy just says he's in a gang. I don't even know his real name. He just says his name is D. His street name is D.
Wow.
Well,
okay.
You know what I mean? So it's like the guy's name is D. There's this other guy named Big D. So you're
wow.
like, well,
this is a goddamn.
And then the police don't have enough to go on, and they're like, well, we don't have enough to go on. You don't, well, the guy's got tattoos from jail, and he tells me he's in a gang, and other people go to him to buy drugs, and they tell me they're waiting for D to come out because they're going to buy drugs from. And you're like, what do you mean you don't have enough to go on? You know this guy.
Wow.
And then 6 months later, within 6 months, the whole 10th floor is shut down for multiple days because there's a police investigation because of all this stolen property and drug gang stuff. And you're like, well, that's the same guy I was trying to, but I didn't know he was in 1007.
Wow.
I thought he was on the 10th floor.
Yeah.
As I said to you, he's either on the 10th or 11th floor.
Okay. Whoa, Glenn. Whoa. Whoa.
Too much detail.
Yeah. Whoa. Holy mind-blowing, holy fucking shit. Okay, now, just to inform my viewers, there's a lot of corruption going on in the police force, and I'm not going to get into that right at the moment. That's for another show. I'm already into the corruption of the government. That's already now. You already know they're milking you dry. Okay? Glenn is just touching on the fact that down below in the RCMP in Surrey, I believe it's Surrey, right? Or Burnaby?
No, it's Surrey. I was living in Surrey. I had to get out of there.
Okay.
I literally had multiple threats from the Hells Angels, so-called children of the Hells Angels.
Okay, Glenn. We've got a major thing for you viewers. There's a lot of shit going on in Canada. And we're covering Surrey to Ottawa, right up to Alberta, even the fucking Strathmore fucking management guy telling Chris, oh no, you can't be speaking your mind in Strathmore. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucked? Glenn.
Hola.
You are a man with integrity and courage to be bringing me this. He's now my eyes and ears in the Lower Mainland. I can't present him at the moment for fear of him getting killed. Okay, this is how deep the Rudy Bruce broadcast has gotten for you viewers. This is taking my breath away in Canada. And I still haven't hit the top of the fucking elevator. You Canadians. What's happening in Canada? You're all sitting back, eating your potato chips on the couch. Glenn, I appreciate your calling in. How are you doing today, Glenn?
I'm doing good. Like I said, I went to this career get-together unbeknownst to me, and I ran into a bunch of old friends I haven't seen in many years. Some of them I've seen more recently, but, so that was pretty cool. I ended up sticking around the courthouse for much longer than I had planned. And then when I got back to the, dinner time, it's like, oh, nice, the Rudy Bruce broadcast is on. So I started watching. I guess it was around 7 o'clock or a little bit after 7 o'clock when I got back here. I missed part of the start of the program.
Yeah. Well, there's lots to say in the broadcast today because we were being ripped off by our Senate, by the Senate Speaker of the House. We're being ripped off for thousands of dollars on her extravagant expenditures of flying around the world like it doesn't matter. It's on the Canadian taxpayers' dime that we're peasants of the country. And the rest of the story. And I'm going to appreciate you calling in, Glenn, for this moment in time. And I'm going to wind it down.
You guys want to hear a crazy story about a senator?
Yeah, go ahead. You got it. Go ahead.
Okay, this is going back. This is before 2010. I don't know if the woman is still in. Her last name would be Kim. And so this guy I know, his name is Kana Kim, right? And I knew him when I was younger, and then I ran into him when we was like both adults, right? Anyways, he had a horrible split up with his wife, and so he had two sisters. The mother owned like, I don't know, property and businesses and stuff. So when he had the fallout with his wife and he had become a gambling addict and he'd run himself aground, so he was like the black sheep of the family. His sister ran for the Liberal Party in that year. I don't know, before Trudeau was prime minister, right? When he still had like a minority or something like that. And then when Trudeau got in as a majority and he started appointing senators again, so his sister ran in the riding as a Liberal Party. She lost. She lost to get to be an MP. And then within 4 years, so, because it was a minority government, and so she got in as appointed as a senator because she's just this Korean from the West Coast. This woman she'll just go along with anybody. She'll just say anything and they'll just
just to get in there, just to get
there. They had to hide my buddy
Yeah.
from the media and this stuff because he's, divorced and a wreck. And so when the estate from the parents sold, they put him in a condo. Anyways, I got this deck of cards that says the Canadian Senate, and they've got these nice cards. So this is like the kind of stuff that they hand out to their brothers while they're eating on this, $20,000 a plate and airfare to Europe. But I don't know if she's still in, but it's like she failed as the MP for the Liberal, the big money take. And then as a consolation, when they were appointing senators, Trudeau appointed like 5 right off the bat. And there was one from the West Coast, and it was this yes man woman who was a female Korean from the West Coast to represent the whatever Senate seat in BC that was needing to be filled.
Unbelievable. Anyway, Glenn, I'm going
talking
to,
to my buddy, they are so corrupt.
yeah, I'm going to shut down the show now. I've been on for a while.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to shut down the show here pretty quick. I just want to make sure you're okay and you're hanging in there, and we're gonna do more with you.
For the most part.
You're okay?
Hell yeah.
Okay. Okay, Glenn, I'm here. I'm with you.
Nice. Yeah, we got to stick together as patriots. If all the stories out of the 30s, like what's the John Steinbeck and the Americana novels out of the 30s and the Great Depression and stuff, all the poor people, they stuck together. They went to the church and ate the soup in the same soup line, and they were all brothers. And I guess there was some rail car hobos that were of ill intent or malicious or something, but nevertheless, people came together in their communities and they helped each other out. You don't see that anymore. Everybody's like, I got something, get away from me, this is mine. Or they're like, oh, you're down? Guess what? Shit travels downhill. I'm going to kick you while you're down.
Yeah, I hear you there. I hear you there, Glenn.
What happened in the last 100 years? Where's the community? Where's the heart? Where are these people's empathy or a sense of community or,
Yeah, I hear you there.
That neighbor could be myself.
Yeah.
At any time. Maybe I was like my neighbor. Maybe I'm going to be like my neighbor is now again sometime. Maybe, no, not anymore.
I hear you there. Okay, Glenn, let's leave it there and let's save it for another day, my friend.
Yeah, we all got to stick together. Call into the Rudy Bruce broadcast and add your voice.
Okay, my brother.
Cool. Keep up the good work, Rudy.
I appreciate you calling in, bro.
Nice.
Okay, Glenn.
Night.
Until another day. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Glenn in the Lower Mainland. I'm bringing him up on the show, but I can't at the moment show you his face or who he is, but I will bring him into the broadcast in the next few months. I protect my people. Glenn has a lot more to say. But I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, okay, it's time for you to wake up in Canada. It's time for you, the people, to pay attention to what the fuck is happening to our country. Sitting on the couch eating potato chips is not gonna do it. I'll give you one more chance. One more call. One more call from one of you concerned Canadians in Canada. One more call. One more chance. One more call. One more. One more call, ladies and gentlemen. It's up to you. One more time to stand up for this country. One more call from one of you Canadians. Who's it going to be next? Which one of you Canadians has a few balls to stand up for your country? Or should I just end the broadcast now? I guess you had your fill. I guess you've had your fill of what's happening in Canada. I guess that's it then. My last statement is a lot of you Canadians got to get some balls. You got to get some balls if you want to be a proud Canadian. What do you call a proud Canadian? We're in Strathmore. Your mayor or your representative of Strathmore tells another Canadian, no, he can't talk there. You're on public land, but you're not allowed to talk there. But it's okay for us to rip you off for millions of dollars because we want to fly around the country on your dime, being a Canadian representative of the government. Yeah, I'm proud to be a Canadian. I'm very proud to be a Canadian. Have you heard that one? Or what about go get a job? Go get a job when we've got millions of migrants flowing into the country because of the government. How about that one? Or how about how many homeless people we have in Canada now because we have this big influx of migrants coming into Canada? Or how about you don't have a family doctor anymore? You got to go to the emergency ward and sit there for 10 or 12 hours. Meanwhile, you have to make $5,000 a month and be taxed up the ass as a Canadian because of the big carbon tax, because of all the bullshit. Meanwhile, they spend your money, your tax dollars, like it's going out of style because they're so privileged, and you, the Canadian, are a peasant. You're peasants. Peasants! You're not Canadians. You're peasants. A peasant. You know what a peasant is? Canadian peasant. Peasant. You know what that is?
Hello there. Thank you for joining us. This is the Rudy Bruce broadcast. You focus on the truth. I focus on the facts. People of Canada, your voice will speak a million strong. If we come together and fight what's going on. We got homeless people living in tents. Be compassionate, do not judge. Because 200,000 of us are using food banks. Where's the pride? Where's the pride? Where's our money we slave for? They cover it up. The working man is living poor. Rudy has true leadership, speaking for the ones who are tired of this shit. Make the government officials get a grip, or everyone loses the respect. Something's wrong, open your eyes. They tell us lies, you're blinded to this and mowing your lawn. United, we stand, divided we fall. The time will come, the day is near, we will all march. So listen with your ears, we are not zombies or fresh meat. Let's grind up the government, make compost for the maple trees. Let's avenge the deaths of the ones who have fallen. Coronavirus, opioid, we're still trying. They thought they got away scot-free. We will get the last laugh, just wait and see. These talks we have on the broadcast will provide and guide. Let's do it fast. Taxpayers believe we live strong and free. Everyone does. Are you shitting me? Round of applause to you and yours for tuning in. We're opening doors. This is the real movement, people. Let's stand up, Canada, before we lose.
topics we have on the broadcast. We'll provide the guide. Let's do it fast. Taxpayers believe we live strong and free. Everyone does. Are you shitting me? Talk to you and yours for tuning in. We're opening doors. This is the real movement. People that stand up Canada before we lose it.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that's the end of the broadcast. For today. And it was lengthy. It was an hour, about 2 hours long. And I want to thank you for joining the Rudy Bruce broadcast, which has been going on for over 11 years now. And I had to fight like hell to bring you this broadcast properly. But I did it. And I will have another one on Friday. My one question to all of you Canadians is, what's it for? Why do I bring you these broadcasts? I was willing to quit a few weeks ago. But the numbers wanted me back. So I came back. But I ask you, for what? I'm retired. I paid my dues in this shithole country. For what? What do I bring you this broadcast for? Why do I come out here and I tell you all this shit? Why? For your entertainment? For your little entertainment? Your little entertainment shit? I guess that's something you have to answer yourself. So, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to end this broadcast now. Please share it out. This one was over the top. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm just getting the word out there.